Joining us is Julio Gonzalez is with us today. He's part of the National Hispanic Effort for President Trump, and he's a member of the board of the National Hispanic Assembly, and he's with us now. Julio, great to have you back, man.
Oh, thanks for having me back. I really appreciate it.
I can't get enough of talking about the fact that we got a poll out the other day, internal, showing that Trump is getting 55% of the Hispanic vote in Florida. I mean, did you ever think you would see this in your lifetime?
I didn't think I would see it, but we realized that with Biden, you're talking about socialism, and that's what we escaped in Cuba and South America to come to Florida and come to the United States, and we don't want to go back to that. And so we like that President Trump has given us good tax policy, made our country safe, made us come here legally, and that's why I think we're seeing those numbers change in his favor in a big way.
Well, I tell you what, it's a stunning number because he's averaging now about 40% nationally, but when you look at Florida with a lot of Cuban Americans there, that's driving the number up. Obviously, they escaped Castro. They understand the Venezuelan situation. But to me, if you can get 55% in Florida, you can get 50% nationally, right?
There's no question about it. And I think that will make the difference. Obviously, it'll make the difference here in Florida. It'll make the difference in some of those key states as well, like Arizona. I think we're seeing it trend well there. Mm-hmm. And I think that'll be just enough to get him reelected.
Everything is trending up. I mean, every day is like Christmas, juxtaposed to June and July, where I hated to get up in the morning and go and look at the polling numbers that we had internally because every day was a disaster. It got worse. Now it's the exact opposite. I can't wait to get up and see what other state we've either caught up or moved ahead. Here's another thing I want to get your take on. Julio Gonzalez with us. Another shock poll we got today that Trump is getting 45% of the gay male vote. What's up with that?
I think just like us with the Hispanics, we want certain rights, that Trump has done an amazing job with here in the United States. He's given everyone the lowest, unemployment rates that I think we all really respect. And he really is about policy and good human rights. And I think that's what we all respect in him.
So, look, a lot of what you're getting from the Biden campaign is just the identity politics, feel-good, emotional rhetoric, but they really have no plans. The only plan they have that I can see is he said that everybody's taxes are going to go up. But then he put an ad out that said they aren't going to go up. But he said they are going to go up, but then there's ads saying they're not going to go up. What the hell is he going to do?
Well, I mean, if you read his tax policy that he put out last month, it's going to take the tax rates way over 40%. Right, we got him down to 21%. Now he wants to bring him up to 40%. He wants to increase capital gains as well. So his clear path to his tax policy is all about raising tax rates and taking away tax write-offs.
You're involved in tax evaluation, Julio. That's your line of work. So if we get this huge tax increase as at the time where we're trying to recover from the pandemic, what happens? What happens to the economy and why?
Well, then we go straight to Great Depression, right? Because we're coming out of it because we had good tax policy. The numbers are rebounding. We went into a V, right? We went down, but we went right back up. The stock market's right back up because we had good policy. We had low tax rates that allows us to invest in the country, right? If we have 20% tax rates, then we save a little bit more money. We're able to put it in the banks. We're able to put it in the stock market to go buy for our businesses higher. And if we double that tax rate, all that goes away. We can't invest in ourselves. We can't invest in our economies. And we'll go into a Great Depression. And I think people like mass exodus California and New York, we're going to mass exodus the country.
When you say mass exodus the country, we're trying to get our jobs back now. So if I'm a small business owner or if I'm a taxpayer, my taxes go up. How does that affect my behavior?
It's brittle. When you double the tax rate, how can you save? Right? And now the states are trying to double the tax rates as well in certain states. So you have no money left over to invest in your business. There's no way. I mean, the government's always going to be your partner when you're in small business, but you want that partnership to be a good one. And when you're over 50% tax rates, you can't grow your businesses. You can't hire people. You can't keep your company open.
So then eventually businesses stop hiring, and then people, of course, those that are remaining with jobs, they have less money in their pocket to spend, which then is tougher on business because they're not getting the spending to build their revenue, so they're laying people off. It's a cycle downward. Why would Biden want to increase taxes right now when we still have 10 million people unemployed?
Yeah, because he wants to promote social programs, right? He wants to be a socialist dictator, and that would be how you do it: raise the tax rates and not allow small businesses to thrive.
What is your prescription for a Trump second term to get the economy back to where it was, Julio Gonzalez?
Yeah, I mean, he wants to do some payroll tax credits. He wants to do some other tax programs like tax credits for traveling, things that make sense. People get back to work and people get back to traveling, and he wants to put a lot of tax efficiencies more. He wants to lower the rates for the individuals as well. He always wanted to do that in the Tax Reform Act 2, right? And so that's right on his schedule. Good tax policy.
All right, well, that's what we need, good tax policy. Julio Gonzalez, I'm out of time for this segment. I want to really thank you for being with us. Julio Gonzalez, the board member, representative of the National Hispanic Assembly. If you could make a prediction now, total Hispanic vote percentage Trump gets 2020, what is it, Julio?
I think we're going to be at about 60%.
How much?
60.
60?
Yeah.
Like 6-0?
60.
Like 6 out of 10?
Yep.
60% of the Hispanic vote.
Yep.
Unbelievable. I mean, if he does that, it's a landslide.
Yeah.
Well, not only that, it reshapes everything.
Yeah. I mean, you see it in the polls, right? I mean, and that's, as hard as the media doesn't want to show those polls, but that's what we're seeing with the Hispanic community.
Yeah, they don't want to show the polls, just like they're not going to show the gay poll, right? They're absolutely look. If he gets 50% of the Hispanic vote and he gets 50% of the gay vote, their entire identity politics coalition that has driven the Democratic Party implodes the next day. Because I mean, they have three big pieces of their constituents beyond the liberals that teach at college at Harvard. I mean, they have three core identity constituencies: Hispanic, gays, and African Americans. They're reliable. You split those up, you bang that thing over the head and it all breaks up. Where do they go? Then they're left with mobs and Marxists.
Exactly.
Julio, thanks for being with us. John Fredericks Radio